So mad.
So we're going to see the permutation due to the counterplan. This means all the offense around the counterplan is turns against it. We'll get to see the turn 96 efforts that the executive order creates as destroys the separation of powers, and this results in nuclear war. That's the force. That's their force or 89 efforts. And we'll see that there's no solvency. They said the president will not be able to solve this. All right, on politics. This means there's no link to the political. This means there's no link to the political system because we conceded the counterplan on the K. This would be around as a question for okay. The verb solvency is based on the signing of the CSLA, and now all that really is a piece of paper with some words on it. There's no magical bond, no set in stone rules, just a signature that we can see. They're showing their Johnson 10 evidence that CSLA won't be into the status quo, therefore it must happen. Except the power of the vision, the metaphor has not been around since the dawn of time. It's based on the culture dominance of white men over all other cultures. These cultures have been forced to cooperate this ocular-centric mindset, and extend our 1199 to tell ocular-centrism is a will to visibility that turns into a will to domination. This gaze reduces everything to an object of control. Therefore, in the world of the law, everything a part of the law is announced to the object of control, and this results in all forms of oppression. This calculative thinking is impacted by ritual of life, and it's how it reduces everything and everyone to numbers. A similar mentality to the Holocaust, in which people were considered a part of the Nazi war machine and were thus replaceable because they had no value to their lives. The alternative is a prior question of political action. Our 11 evidence indicates that by stepping down from the pure height, we can problematize ocular sections and open up spaces for alternative possibilities. Our evidence is specific to how only through debate we can open up these spaces. First, counter-interpretation. Negative to a critique that links to the what I see. All links have to be directly topical, and all alternatives have to have a text. 2. A reason to prefer. This interpretation ensures predictable ground for affirmative answers, guarantees clash to the specificity of the all. A. Critical education is more real world. We need to learn about real issues that directly affect us in our daily lives. This is key to acting as an informed democratic citizens, and their ocular-centric framing does not allow for debate. The alternative is a prerequisite. This is Hibbins 94. Oratory is English dismissive mere rhetoric. Americans right to embrace silence is both a social norm and priority to social discipline. The most important meta lesson became to sit, write, and read, and content and quiet. B. Predictability. Our links stem from what they said. They should be able to defend all parts of the plan. And C. Link and flash checks and there's a predictable set of literature about space policy. And D. Framework is another. Link their sole defense and using forces us to engage in an ocular-centric mindset of debate. And E. Negative flexibility. We need to be able to test the plan from as many angles as possible. Key to negative strategy and finding the best policy option. And anything reject the argument, now the team reject the all and evaluate the argument as a case or an absolute case takeout. On the line by line, they see extraction and just showing people things, but that's not our argument. Our argument is that in an ocular-centric mindset, inherently part of the law. Okay. Their use of the law is inherently ocular-centric because of the history of it. It is created by cross-body analysis from the overview on how it was created throughout history to oppress all other forms of culture in order for other things to be calculated and to be completely understood. This will to knowledge this will to visibility and this will to knowledge is created by their preference for a visual legal metaphor, and that is in plain text. All right. They say politics doesn't solve anything about it. Life, look. That's why we're using the alternative. We're using the alternative to not take step outside of their ocular-centric mindset. Totalitarianism is inevitable in a world where we use ocular-centric because that's what leads to, and that's what is allowed for oppression. And they say ontology means there's no political action, but zero policy failure drives policymakers to find the truth to make policy see the lack of evaluation of ontological steps to reach the true spell, the end of politics. Dylan Reed 98. Republicanization politics is driven by institutional ideological investment surrounding the type of politics by the difficulty time to use people ontological epistemological stuff they go into the very four weeks. Zero policy creates the faith they feel all places throughout the destruction new analysis, structure, memory, zero policy creates no simple or short this law, system policy, system of evolving government, zero policy together is written ontological epistemological, so to that fashion the way towards global governance and counters taking well action with this the institution that the Robert influence power, allows everything to look at this and application of government and introduction to other policies. And ontology is inescapable. Questioning the way we think about things is a critical and effective understanding of all forms of modern political action. Dylan 99. Ontology has become the better society as a whole, the particular ontological was prompted by historical events that added the mass society of the world, Holocaust, which put some of the states and win as well as the characteristics of the how the trend down the those that makes to propelling the relative autonomy, all the kinds of thinking, it's one of my landscape, but one cannot say anything about everything that is without also always already having made assumptions about the is as a structure in any mode of thought, always already carries the methodology to sequester within it. The ontology will describe the truth common action for you only rather than the way being displaced. Most of those who might get a political stage, you claim to be technocrats for decision making. And they see permanent plan and reject all the non-parts of it. They're just trying to, this is merely just a permanent both. But the permutation is discursively possible. You can't do both. They would have to actually, even for the permutation to do both, they would have to separate out their entire 1AC because of the links across by the analysis from the overview on how their overdependence on visual legal metaphors inherently oculocentric and extend our internal link from the on the 1C, that's 1199 evidence, how the alternative is a prerequisite to escaping this authoritarian gaze and allowing for possibilities for freedom. And the permutation kills all solvency through institutionalization. That's 1199 evidence. And the plan serves to be shining symbol. Another link. The plan serves to be shining symbol of U.S. hegemony. They seek to control the ones who have not seen the light. This ocular thinking demonstrates both as the various means of producing judging knowledge. Passage 9. What helps your body vision furnish something grounding craters because substance takes out the interpreted ocular cinema. Everything has remained very close to interact with the company to understand the world. The other ones who perception of the martyr life. While those who see the light, everything else will normalize as the standard. And alright. They say permanent plan, then the alternative, but this is inherently intrinsic. This is bad for debate because first in education we never get to learn what the plan is doing entirely, and two, this is a moving target. That means that they'll be able to separate. They'll be able to get out. They'll just be able to jump around it. We won't be able to get a link to any part of the affirmative. This is a voting issue for education and fairness, and they say ocular switches is bad, but extend visual of 5. Calculative thinking subjects everything to be controlled and consumed. Things become replaceable and are assigned to no value. Trust by and extend by 1199 how evidence how necessarily oculocentrism is what this is the biggest internal link to calculative thinking because in a world of oculocentrism, everything must be controlled. This is an independent reason to vote negative because even if the academics meet the obligation of this is more evidence. Big word for we can never have or know it all. We can never manage everything. Now, especially the about the center of major power is that a result in being more than the technological things of the earth. As setting reserve nothing as any ancient value. Even people have become resource and end. Alright. They see permanently all in the plan, but across this is merely just severance. And they're severing out of the time frame. Across the same reason for why intrinsic there's bad. The same reason why severing out of the time frame is just as bad. And they say permanent both, but cross-apply analysis from above on how the permutation is not possible. And they say they solve for this. Solving for hegemony is the only way to do this is to reject the alternative, but their evidence is really terrible. It does not lead to any conclusion. Their evidence does not say this at all. They extend our 1199 evidence how the only way to reject or to overcome oculocentrism is to problematize it. And the best way to do that is through this debate. Our 1199 evidence is sick on this aspect. It literally says how we must debate to problematize oculocentrism. It is awesome. Our evidence is specifically how this debate route is key to doing that. And they say the alternative doesn't solve it. Okay. First, just because they say the alternative, we will not be able to solve it, oculocentrism is inevitable, but just for the same reason, just because everyone else listens to Lil Wayne does not make him good. Inevitability is not a justification for doing the plan. Even though people said to Martin Luther King that racism was inevitable, it never stopped. And it's the same way. Because of the alternative, we are able to open up spaces. The evidence is pretty good on how it does this. We specifically use analysis, classify analysis on above on how the alternative is able to solve and open up spaces for new possibilities that are not ocular-centric.
Alright, cool. So, what is your framework?
Our framework is really just to allow for critical arguments to be in debate. Because,
okay.
I mean, what do you mean? I have a couple.
Right, your counter-substation is.
Yeah.
You can run a get on this
It links to the 1AC, and then we have a text to the alternative.
So, if we prove a link, is that the reason to reject the team?
It's a reason to reject the argument if we can't link.
Okay. So I have a question. Can we weigh our advantages against
that determines, that's more of a question of ontology.
Okay, but theoretically, we should be able to.
It's not part of our framework. That's a different thing.
Alright, okay, cool. Alright, so you made this argument against Google, cross checks, you are not talking to them, you're not, it's visual representation. In a world where we're not, doing something to show people,
well, that's not, okay, you're advocating that we have to use this, signing,
like ink. Like your first card, I think, says like we have to put ink on this like CSLA. That's the argument. It's like your guys talking about how we need this legal metaphor.
But
Your advocacy of it. That's how I want.
okay, so the advocacy, alright, so but the point like where we're not doing anything to actually,
Well, if you're not doing anything actually, then I don't really know how you solve. So.
no, okay, that's fine, I understand that. Alright. So how is permeable severance?
Probably both. It's not like a severance theory. It's like you would, for that to be even possible, you would not be able to have everyone exceed.
But is permeable not just doing both of the advocacies?
No, we read like specific. Okay. Due to the link, you have to like, for you not to like overwhelm our okay.
I feel like you're misconstruing our two terms. The permeable is literally we do both of the alt advocacies and permeable
So
without
on the
rejection.
both, we not okay. We might not be able to win the severance argument. We still have reasons why like we can't do both due to the institutionalization of it. Like those are other arguments. Sure, the perm both might not be severance, but your other perms are. But we still have a reason why we can't.
Explain to me how perm, alt, and plan is severance then.
Perm do the alt and severance, or then the plan, you're severing out of your time frame. Like, we have to do the alternative, then we have to do the plan, but that means, like, when do we do the plan?
Okay, that's, I don't understand, like, where in the policy do we say that we have to do this, like, the moment? Okay, no, that's
Yeah.
fine. Alright, the hedge argument.
Hegemony of site, or which one?
Yeah, hedge argument is like the argument you say that we don't, doesn't have a claim.
Yeah.
You're 11, okay. Alright, that's fine.
Okay.
Alright, 1 hour.
Okay, it's gonna be T. Industry.
Do the first read going now? No. So, sorry, can you give the order on that in here?
T.
Just T.
Yeah, T.
T,